Coach, your thoughts on today's practice?
A lot of work we got to do, but I like how our guys are competing. You see big plays on both sides of the ball, and we got to get some things cleaned up. But I think we're going to be explosive on offense. Defensively, we got some guys that can make some plays. Got to be more consistent there. Kicking game, we got to get better at. But overall, I liked how our guys competed today.
What do you take away from the second scrimmage?
Well, we saw some more guys making plays. Aaron Peck had a big play on the sideline. Justin Johnson made a big play. Keon Williams did some things. I thought all three quarterbacks at times showed really well.
Not a whole lot of depth at D-line, at least guys that have experience. How's the pressure on those quarterbacks looking right now?
Not good enough, but when you're a little bit thin, you're going to have that a little bit, especially with tempo. But I like the fact we're getting a bunch of young guys some reps. It's going to help them develop.
Any of those younger guys starting to emerge out of that group?
I think Kyle Henderson's doing some good things. Ryan Steele's playing much better than any point that he's been here. So, we're seeing progress from those guys, which we expect.
How's Todd Hunt kind of filled in as the leader there in that group?
Todd's done a nice job leading. We didn't practice him today. He's banged up, so but as far as leadership, I like how he's stepping up as a senior.
And offensively, what do you want to see most from your offense this spring, just for them to learn?
Well, I want them to understand the tempo with which we have to play, the consistency with which we have to play. We had a turnover early with one of your young guys, and we can't have that. We got to learn to take care of the football. I thought the quarterbacks made good decisions. They didn't put the ball in harm's way, but we got to do a much better job securing the football. We can't have a turnover, especially when for a turnover score like Dalen took it back today.
Are you happy with the team's progress at this
Absolutely.
point in spring?
I really like how this group works. They come out and have fun competing against each other, and we're getting better.
What do you think some of those younger guys learned about last season? Maybe guys that weren't a part of those championship teams that are now in the rotation.
Well, I think everybody ended the season, whether you were on the scout team or whether you were playing, with a bitter taste in your mouth after those last couple games. And we realized that if you want to compete for a championship, you got to do it 12 months a year, and March is critical. And this is where you really develop who's in your 2 deep. And so it was good to see our guys. They've been out here, for 9 practices, and every single one of them we've had guys competing. We haven't had to crack the whip to get guys going. These guys have fun being out here.
How much work do you feel you have left to do in starting to manage that 2 deep?
Luckily, we've got 29 practices in the fall. We've got a ton of work to do, but again, we're making progress, and I like the work ethic.
Well, what's your plan for the rest of the spring period before the spring game?
We'll work more situational things as we get in. We still have some no tackle days and some half tackle days before our spring game, which will be our last tackle practice. But we're going to work some of our different packages on defense. Offensively, we'll continue to install a little bit. But we really want to just get better at what we do.
Were there any particular situations you focused on in the scrimmage today?
Well, we opened up with a third down scrimmage to start with it, and then it just as it played out. So we got everything. We got some red zone, got some 2-minute. We had some third downs during the scrimmage. So the more game playing, game like situations we get, the better it is for us.
How's the running back depth look right now?
It doesn't look very good. Martez is healthy, but we're not having him scrimmage. We know what he can do. We've got 3 backs that are playing right now. Chris Maliga's doing some good things. James Noble's doing some good things. But we've got a walk-on who just got here in January. So you'd love to have a little bit more depth. But Malik's going to be back, and we'll have Bryson here this summer. So we'll be fine, once we get into August.
Have any particular safety established themselves so far?
No, I don't know that anybody's established himself in the back end that they're the guy. I like what we're seeing out of Dalen Jones. I think he's really starting to understand our defense, which is allowing him to play faster and more physically. Stratton, we moved him to safety. Still learning, but I like the progress he's making.
And have any of the veterans really stepped up as far as what you haven't seen before as far as leadership goes?
Well, I mentioned earlier about Todd Hunt. He's been here, since we've been here. He played last year for us, started last year, wasn't as productive as we wanted to, but he's doing a great job leading. And before he got dinged up in our last practice, he was really starting to emerge. So I like where he's coming. I think our senior offensive linemen, Alex Fafita and Justin Northern and Bo Bonheim, are all doing a real nice job as far as being senior leaders and trying to get those young guys to take that next step with them.
Last question for my part is, you were in the Fresno Famous tournament from the Fresno Grizzlies. You were up against Coach Pat Hill, and Coach Pat Hill won. Have you had any words with Coach Hill?
No, he was out at practice today, so his campaign must have been better than mine because I didn't know what was going on.
All right, thanks.